Welcome back, YouTube, to It's Chow Time Pod. It's your host, Red. I got another video today from Courtney Ryan. Everyone seems to be enjoying her videos, or the videos I do with her. This is actually just her by herself and her take on the rise of lonely men. And is it really our fault, or whose fault really is it is? Well, that probably sounded really bad, but I'll keep it. But yeah, I think her take is actually pretty good. I'm gonna do this video, then I'm actually gonna do a video afterwards of where she asks this about 7 ladies and why they think this is the issue. So I'm gonna start off with this one, and then I'll do the other video probably tomorrow, or maybe the next couple days. We'll see. All right, guys, it's chow time.
Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Courtney Ryan, and today we're going to tackle the subject of the rise of lonely single men. So this article just came out recently from Psychology Today, and I have seen it all over TikTok. Of course, I have to take a look at it as someone who talks about men's issues on YouTube, and I've also covered this subject before.
A lot of women use it to like shame men and to talk shit on men. I know this article very well.
A few months ago, I made a video about male loneliness and really just talking about the subject in general, why men are lonely, what is taking place in our society that's causing men to be lonely, along with some helpful suggestions for anyone who maybe felt like they needed it. I'm obviously a woman. I don't know what it's like to be a lonely man. I will never claim to know what that's like because I simply don't. That's just obvious. So I came across this article because a lot of people were reacting.
At least she's telling the truth, all right, guys?
To it and talking about it over on TikTok. And to my surprise, mostly women were talking about it.
Right?
Basically just blaming men for everything per usual. The title of the article...
I love Courtney. Shout outs to Courtney. She knows what's going on. Like, as a woman, that's very attractive, and she's very modest. She talks to a lot of these women.
Is the rise of lonely single men, and I decided to do a little bit of digging. And I stumbled across another article that was kind of in response to the original article that is titled, "Straight Men, if you want to find love, you'll need to do better." Let's talk about it. So first, what I want to do is take a look at the original article from Psychology Today and basically just kind of go through it, gather our information, and then go to the other article that I found. So this says, dating opportunities for heterosexual men are diminishing as relationship standards rise. Men represent approximately 62% of dating app users, lowering their chances for matches. That's nothing new. We knew that.
Yep.
If you are struggling with dating apps, there you go. That's just another one of the million reasons why it's impossible. Men need to address skills deficits to meet healthier relationship expectations. Younger and middle-aged men are the loneliest they've ever been in generations, and it's probably going to get worse. Over the last 30 years, men have become a larger portion of that growing group of long-term single people. And while you don't actually need to be in a relationship to be happy, men typically are happier and healthier when partnered.
Yep.
Here are 3 broad trends in the relationship landscape that suggest heterosexual men are in for a rough road ahead. And then it goes to say dating apps, relationship standards, and skills deficits. Dating apps, we already know that. I'm not going to go into it because it's just completely skewed to be easier for women, and women have way more options and matches.
I think most things are easily skewed towards women just because, like, even clubs and things like that, women get in for free. A lot of those clubs are actually packed with women that got in for free that the club put in there just so to attract men to spend money
on there than men do. So they have an influx of options, and therefore think they have more options, and they all pretty much are going after the same group of men. So That's nothing new. Relationship standards, it says, with so many options, it's not surprising that women are increasingly selective. I hear recurring dating themes from women between the ages of 25 and 45. They prefer men who are emotionally available, good communicators, and share similar values. And that sounds good and dandy. That's like the bare minimum of what you should be looking for. Someone who is emotionally available, someone who's a good communicator, and someone who shares similar values to you. That's
loyalty
like
should be in there too.
That's what every healthy relationship should be founded on, right? And I'm gonna get more into that when I go over the other article. And then skills deficits. For men, this means a relationship skills gap that, if not addressed, will likely lead to fewer dating opportunities, less less patience for poor communication skills, and longer periods of being single. The problem for men is that emotional connection is the lifeblood of healthy long-term love. Emotional connection requires all the skills that families are still not consistently teaching their young boys. Talks about leveling up your mental health game, going to therapy. It means seeing intimacy, romance, and emotional connection.
I can somewhat agree with that, I guess.
That I agree with. Ultimately, we have an opportunity to revolutionize romantic relationships and establish new healthy norms, starting with a first date. It's likely that some of these romances will be transformative and healing, disrupting generational trauma and establishing a fresh culture of admiration and validation. Men have a key role in this transformation, but only if they go all in. It's going to take that kind of commitment to themselves, to their own mental health, and to the kind of love they want to generate in this world. Will we step up? And I do think that there are a lot of men out there who are not putting any effort.
I do agree.
Aren't even showing up for themselves or putting.
I do agree. That is true. There's quite a bit of men that are, I hate to say it, but video games and porn addiction rule their lives. All they do is go to work, come home, play video games, and watch porn. And that's pretty much their life. And there's a lot of men in this boat. You're never going to get a woman. Ever. It doesn't matter if their standards are high or low. No one wants a loser that plays video games all day and doesn't have any ambition to do anything. It is what it is. And a lot of these men are either super skinny or super overweight. Nobody wants to see either. You know, these men need to get into the gym, start working on themselves, start working on some skills that can get them better paying jobs, into, you know, better circles. This is just what men have to do. I hate to say it, but get off your asses, men.
Putting in the effort in themselves. So why would someone else want to date you, right? I think there are a lot of
100%
people who
agree with that.
Play the victim and like to point fingers.
This is true. A lot of men do. I wouldn't say a lot, but there's a good portion of men that just want to blame everything. Oh, women do this, women suck, women this. Step up your game. If you were doing well in life, if you were fit, if you were healthy, you know, you made yourself look good, you know, spruced up, you'll have women. It's not an issue. There'll be women. Now, the issue is a good woman once you're in that status. So at least get yourself to the status where you can at least select through as many women as you can.
However, I don't think that some of the responses to this article even began to consider the role that women play in this as well. Because when you hear from the outside that the top 3 things that women are looking for are someone who's emotionally available, great, good communicator, great again, and share similar values, triple threat, great, great, great. But sadly, that's not what a lot of women are looking for.
It is not. Those 3 things are probably not even on the first top 5 of the list, tell you the truth.
They're looking for maybe those 3 things and a checklist of a million other things.
Correct.
That are sometimes a little bit unrealistic. And I think it's important to talk about that too. Because it takes 2 to tango, right? I've seen so many videos on TikTok about icks and the way that a man is standing in a photo and the way that he's scooting into a booth. And
those, it's just so unreasonable.
Really just writing men off for the dumbest, stupidest, smallest little things.
Yep.
Minuscule things that are so irrelevant in the grand scheme of things if the guy is emotionally available, a good communicator, and shares similar values to you. But they're writing men off because of these little things that don't matter and don't make any sense.
Right. They write them off of these little things that are off of looks and appearances before they even get to know of their values and everything. So it never even gets to that point for most men.
We have a whole generation of young people that are just perpetuating this cycle of, oh yeah, now I care about that with the guy I'm dating. Now I'm noticing all these things about.
You know what? I did notice this. Like, the more women are putting up these ick videos and all these other videos, a lot more women are adopting the icks that some of these other women have and adding it to their icks. So now all these women just have large lists of icks because they've talked to all these other women with these ridiculous icks.
Him, the way he chooses food, the way he holds his fork. I mean, it goes on and on and on. So it's going to take work from both sides.
And sometimes chewing of the food, That can be a little rough on my end too. I mean, if someone's chewing really loudly with their mouth open, I might not enjoy that person.
Not just men to make a change in the dating game. But anyways, enough with my rant. Now I'm going to take a look at the other article.
The shitting on men article?
Just the title, I was like, what is going on?
Yep.
Straight men, if you want to find love, you'll need to do better. I already know how this is going to go. Heterosexual men are seeing fewer dating opportunities because women are demanding higher relationship standards. But as Kate NG says, isn't it time single men rose to the occasion instead of accusing women of being too picky?
There's also men that don't care to date you women either. It's called Midtown men. They are very successful and do well and just choose not to deal with you women. I mean, they'll fuck you, but they ain't gonna get any type of relationship with you guys.
Yeah, unless you're a woman who's actually being too picky and you need to look at yourself and think, okay, if I'm not going to find anyone who's perfect, so clearly I'm being too picky. It should be no surprise that an article going viral from Psychology Today has found that it is a shift towards healthy relationship standards that poses the biggest hurdle for heterosexual single men right now. The article, titled "The Rise of Lonely Single Men," intended to highlight a growing problem. A 2020 study which found that loneliness is greater in men than women, with young men most vulnerable to becoming lonely. But as one Twitter user pointed out, one of the points in the article is that loneliness has been exacerbated by the diminishing dating opportunities for men as women seek those higher standards. Cue the pile-on. Women are increasingly selective because dating apps offer a vast number of options. I hear recurring dating themes from women between the ages of 25 and 45, he wrote. They prefer men who are, again, as I said before, emotionally available, good communicators, and share similar values. And then it says, now this criteria hardly sounds impossible to meet. If we boil it down, desiring a partner who can be there for you when you need them and treats you with respect is the barest of the bare minimum. If these are new relationship standards.
That's one thing I want to say. Like, are all you women just dating men that just completely disrespect you all the time? Is this that big of an issue? Because if it is, it's definitely the choices that you women make. I know plenty of good men that would never disrespect anyone, let alone their partner.
I dread to think how much lower the bar was before, but if this means that women are finally realizing they deserve better than toxic, narcissistic men, then more
narcissistic men. This always comes up. What is it, like less than 1% of the populations are complete narcissists? But yet every single woman has dated a narcissist. All their exes are narcissists. Every single person, every man they meet is a narcissist.
Power to us. And I just want to state that in no way am I minimizing some of the behavior that I see towards women on social media, even towards myself as a woman on YouTube who makes videos for men. People have said horrible, demeaning, disgusting things to me.
This is true. So no way- people are just horrible on the internet. This is the thing that's kind of harsh. Like, we don't really truly know if a lot of these women think this way. We just see it on the internet, and the loudest women are the ones that are putting up all these videos and these things. We don't really know if they're majority of all the women.
Way, shape, or form am I trying to say that men don't do those things? But I think it's important to understand that not all men are doing those things. It's a very small percentage of the comments I get, like 1% maybe out of the full 100% of the comments that I get are vile, right? So there's no denying that this is clearly happening online. I see horrible videos,
for her, it's only 1%. That's good.
Even to myself. So trust me when I say I understand that this is taking place. However, I don't believe that it's the majority, and I don't really know if that's the biggest problem that's happening in the dating market right now. And I'm also not going to strictly blame women, because I think, again, it takes two to tango, and men and women are playing a role in the not so great dating climate that's taking place right now. But I do think one of the big issues here is that a lot of women have incredibly unrealistic standards. They're going for the men who are over...
She's speaking facts? Is this facts? Sounds like facts.
6 feet, the men who make 6 figures. Men between the ages of like 20 and 40 that make 6 figures that are above 6 feet is 2%. 2%. So then obviously it would make sense why there are so many single men. And you can say all you want about men needing to step up and men needing to, put more effort in and do whatever. But for a lot of women, that just means grow 5 inches, make sure you're above 6 feet, and make more money.
She's right. Yeah, this is what women wish men can do. And trust me, a lot of men wish we could do this too.
It's not necessarily about being more emotionally available or emotionally secure. There are so many amazing, incredible, great women out there who care about those 3 things that were mentioned in the Psychology Today article.
I do agree with that.
Being emotionally available.
I don't know if there's a lot, but there's women out there.
Being a good communicator and sharing similar values. Those are undeniably 3 of the most important things that you should be looking for. If those were the only criteria that we were going off of, then women wouldn't turn their nose up at simps and nice guys.
Damn, that was facts. She's right. If those are the things that women truly cared for, yes, the Sims and all those nice guys, they would all be married and have, live happily ever after. But that's not the case.
Nice guys, right? What about all the women out there who hold men to the highest standard possible, but then in return hold themselves to incredibly low standards? And I'm really not trying to blame women or men solely for this issue. I love women, I really do. I love men, I really do. That's why I advocate for you. But it's like, come on, you have to at least recognize the role that you play here. Where is the accountability for both sides?
Correct.
I did not see a single TikTok.
This is why I always tell you guys, find a purpose, find a career, find something you want to be good at. Learn that skill, learn that trade, work on your body, work on your health, eat right. Everything else comes along with it.
That said anything about women playing a role in this. And I don't think that the women with crazy unrealistic standards prefer the men who are emotionally available, good communicators, and share similar values. A lot of these girls go after the guys who treat them like crap, who are emotionally unavailable, who can't communicate, who ghost them, who leave them on red and text them at 10 p.m. to come over for a hookup, okay? There are so many women that go after the wrong type of men and then say, well, there's no good men. No men are emotionally available. No men are good communicators. When in reality, you're just going after the wrong ones because you're going after the percentage of men that get all the attention from women, so they feel like they can act however they want and do whatever they want and treat women however they want because they're getting women anyway.
Those are the men that are truly winning because of feminism. The top tier richest men are the ones that are truly winning. Why? Because morals have gone down the drain. They can literally just do anything they want with money and just have women come onto their yachts and give them as much as they want. Before, because of morals and how the family was bringing up, a lot of women probably wouldn't take that kind of money to do those types of things. But now, because society and the narrative push, oh, you can be whatever you want and women can sleep with whatever you want or do whatever you want, it gives these men so much power because they have the money. They get to take advantage of all these women. It's not the patriarchy, in a sense, which encompasses all men. It's a patriarchy that is maybe of the 1% of men. They're the ones that do control a lot and have all the benefits of what's going on now.
Because you're the ones going after it. Makes sense? It also says the article has gained traction on social media, with many women pointing out that the increase in healthy relationship standards has led to a decrease in dating opportunities for straight men. Taking aim at the criteria listed by women for potential partners, one person said, "The bar for straight men is the literal ground and they will still tunnel underneath it," another added. "Women just aren't desperate enough to settle for garbage men anymore." But what garbage men means to one woman might mean just that he doesn't make enough money to another woman. And she feels like she deserves someone who is over 6 feet, who makes all this money and can buy her everything. So, I don't know. I don't necessarily think that this is the main cause. I think really what it is social media and this feeling like we have all these options at our fingertips. And women constantly getting validation and attention from men.
And this is true, but it is very one-sided with this social media. Women are way more bombarded with attention than men are. That's why they have all those options. A lot of the men's don't. I mean, women hate that we take shitty pictures. Tell the truth, I take shitty pictures like of myself. When I take other people's pictures, I do well, but I just don't really care to take good pictures for myself.
And on dating apps and just online in general, and having more people to choose from. They can hand select who they want because they have more options.
Yep.
And most men don't have the luxury of doing that. It's just the way that it's
Which is what I said earlier.
And I think it's been this way for quite some time, but I think it's become even more of a big deal because of social media and
correct
dating apps.
It's always been like that. I agree. Most men always flock towards women, and women do always have the option. Even in a small town, women usually have most of the men that, if she's very good looking in a small town, most of the available men are probably going to go try and go after her. So she always has options. But she's right, with the social media thing, women have global options now, and men still are within the local majority of the time, unless they're really well off.
And there are some things in this article that I do agree with. I do agree that being a good partner means being open with your thoughts, your feelings, and your needs while holding a space for
I do
your
agree with
significant
that.
other. And then it says things like, until they stop mansplaining and listen for once. There are a lot of guys who don't do that. Not all guys do that. And then it goes on to talk about Andrew Tate. The straight man's reputation is not helped by people like the Big Brother star and lifestyle influencer Andrew Tate, whose views about women being a man's property are so misogynistic that a charity this week called for TikTok to remove him from the platform. The internet has done a huge disservice to straight young men, many of whom are isolated and told that their singledom has nothing to do with them and everything to do with the wrongness of women. The exploitation of lonely...
Andrew Tate tells men to get off your fucking ass and start doing shit. He doesn't just tell women that they're doing wrong. He also tells men you need to fucking step up your fucking game.
Is how incels came to be one of the most damaging movements in modern times. And in no way, shape, or form, I don't want it to come across like I'm saying it has nothing to do with you, because it does. As a man, it does have something to do with you. But at the same time, it also has something to do with women. And I think both genders play a role, and I don't think it's fair to then say that men are the sole reason of singleness. There's a lot of women who are single too, so... Responding to the article via Twitter are a number of men who insist that women are too picky and have double standards. They claim that they actually have great personalities and women just don't want to date them because they aren't good looking. Which, it's not all about being good looking. I think appearance plays a role in attraction.
It plays a huge role nowadays, I think.
You have to have a good personality. You have...
I think she's a little bit wrong on this one. Because of social media and how dating apps work and things, all you're seeing is their pictures. All you're seeing is their looks. If you don't meet the criteria of looks, you don't get to show your personality, at least through dating apps. This is the problem with dating apps for a lot of men. This is why I suggest men pick up hobbies, pick up things that women are going to be there, like salsa dancing. If you want to get women, learn how to salsa dance. If you go to a salsa dance class, there'll be plenty of women there for you to dance with. And if you get good at it, my God, you can just go to any salsa, any club, and just start dancing, and women would be all over you.
Have to have something going for you. If you want to be with this amazing, incredible, supportive, kind, beautiful woman, why would she want to date a guy who doesn't take care of himself?
Correct.
Isn't making any money, who is lazy, who has no drive, who has no work ethic, and isn't doing anything with his life? Why?
Correct. See, this is it. I 100% agree with this. Men, when you look at other men that don't have ambition and drive and just don't do anything, do you have any type of respect for them, really? Unless they're your best friends and you've known them forever. But when you look at those type of men, you kind of look down on them. Not that it's a bad thing, people get to choose the life they want to choose. But if they're going to choose that life and then complain about the results, then it's your fault.
Why would she want to date a guy like that? She wouldn't. So it's also about taking accountability for yourself, understanding where you fall short and how you can be better, because no one else is going to do that for you.
Correct.
No one's going to come save you. You have to do it for yourself. So I'm not trying to say that all the blame should be placed on women, because I don't think that that's fair either. I think you have to.
I 100% agree. I think a lot of it has to do with women's side, but there's a good amount that men need to step up. Majority of men need to step up, because average men are lacking in a lot of things that a lot of these women want, right? So remember, people get to have standards. If they're ridiculous, they're ridiculous. It's what it is, what it is. If you can meet those standards, that's great. If you can't, then that's what it is, right? So
see where you stand in the race of dating. You know, if dating was a race where everyone was running around, where are you? Are you at a point in the race where you could get the girl that you want? If not, what can you do to...
Oh, I like her analogy of the race, because competition is big against men, or amongst men. She's right. You have to compare yourself to everyone around you. Like, how are they able to pick up women? Are they picking up women because they're hot chads? Are they able to pick up women because they're not so good looking and they're able to talk to women? Or it's just they have sheer amount of money. You know, those are the things that you have to kind of look at.
To get there, how can you start to be someone that the person you want to be with would also want to be with? Be what you want to attract. I think that's important. But again, I do think that there are women out there who have very unrealistic standards for men.
Agreed.
And I think that that should be taken into consideration. In general here, I have been advocating for healthy, happy, mature relationships since the start of my channel. I don't do the dating game bull crap.
Agreed.
I don't do the toxic manipulation. Most of the manipulation toxic videos I have reacted to on this channel have been made by women. Talking about how to manipulate men, how to be toxic with men, how to make him do this and this.
Well, if men made a video like that, they'd get freaking destroyed so fast. They'd probably get sued up the ass.
And so how can you look at all that and not say that women are playing a role in the toxicity and manipulation that is happening in modern day dating?
Agreed.
The proof's in the pudding. Oh, this also says that men are saying women are just too complicated. These same men will proclaim, ignoring the dozens of women telling them exactly how they want to be treated with respect.
Yeah, telling us how exactly they want to be treated, right? Oh, they want the nice guy. They want to be treated like princesses and all this, and they want all this attention. You shower them all this attention, and they leave.
Dignity and tenderness. Yeah, you know, I get a lot of men telling me, you know, you don't know what women want. Don't take dating advice from a woman. Don't ask a fish how to catch a fish.
This is true.
But what I'm telling you is from the perspective that a lot of women want to be caught. You know, if the don't ask a fish how to catch a fish thing was true, it would mean that women don't want to be caught, but they do. A lot of women do. And I'm telling you how to do that on this channel in a respectful and kind way. And that's not always going to resonate with every woman out there.
This
Maybe
is true.
A woman's not looking.
She's right. Some women would like a nice guy. There's not all women are going to skip nice guys, but a lot of women are going to skip those nice guys.
For a great guy and wants a guy who's emotionally unavailable, who's going to screw her over and cheat on her and do all this crap. And
be toxic, men. Be unavailable and just screw them over. I'm just messing with you guys.
In that case, you're just weeding people out by being mature, by being healthy, and by not playing all these toxic manipulation mind games that I see so commonly on TikTok and all these things now. So moral of the story here, just to wrap things up, I think men and women both need to recognize the role that they play and really take accountability and understand, you know, am I being too picky? Are my expectations that I have for men too unrealistic? Do I really care if he's over 6 feet, if he checks off every other box on my list?
Correct.
If the answer is yes, you're a little unrealistic. And that's okay.
You tell them, Courtney.
Realize it and try to work through it, okay? Same with men. You know, if you're like, I don't understand why I'm not getting the girl of my dreams. I want to date this supermodel. And you don't have a job, you're overweight, you don't put any effort into the way that you look or you feel on the inside.
Goddamn pookies and chads.
Or the way that you treat women. What makes you think you're going to get the woman of your dreams? If you're in my comment section making disgusting comments towards me, calling me a bimbo, telling me I'm the worst person on the planet, when I'm trying to help you, how are you treating women who aren't trying to help you?
Correct.
Just a thought. So anyway, I leave you with that. I would love to hear what you guys think in the comments down below. If you like this video or found it helpful, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel to be in the loop for when I release new content. Be what you want to attract, guys. Look inward, take the accountability with yourself, but also know that there are girls out there that just will not like you sometimes because of very surface level, shallow things. The same way, you know, men might not like women because of surface level, shallow things. So what I want you all to do is make sure that you are taking accountability over your life and yourself, putting your best foot forward, being the best that you can be. My channel is a one-stop shop for literally all that, from grooming to fashion to being a better you on the inside to gaining confidence, believing in yourself. I cover legitimately everything you need to start working on yourself and seeing the potential that you have. You know, I think
I like her
every good
channel.
relationship starts when you
It
have
does
a good
help a lot of
relationship
women
with
more than
yourself
men,
first.
just
And
in
sadly, I
general,
don't
but
think
she
a lot
does
of
help
people
men out
have
too.
that, men and
With some
women. And I think that's another thing that's causing a lot
fashion
of
type
issues
things
today.
too.
So again, let me know what you think down below. I would love to get a conversation going. If you haven't already, be sure to follow me over on Instagram at Courtney Christine Ryan. I love connecting with all of you guys over on there as well. As always, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all next time.
Ooh. How's that chow, guys? Courtney's awesome. I mean, she points out the faults in both men and women and the things that we can do to improve for each other, you know? I 100% agree with, actually, I want to say 100%, but I do agree with 99% of everything she says. It's not just women. We can't blame women on everything. And men, yeah, we definitely need to step up. There's a lot of men, I feel like, that are lacking overall just because, again, porn and video games. It's really sedated men to not have a drive or to even want to do anything productive in society, and that's a detriment to society overall. All right, guys, if you guys are in that boat, get to the gym, learn some skills. I just started learning some photo editing skills, video editing skills. Just do what you want and then YouTube it, learn it, put yourself out there and excel at it. Work on your body, work on your health, work on your communication skills. You know, being able to talk to women is a very important skill. You don't have to be so good looking to be able to do that and attract women, but you're not going to be able to do it through dating apps either. All right, guys, I hope you guys like that chow. I'll make the other video where she actually asks this question to ladies and how they feel about it. Half and half is probably good and bad. So again, like and subscribe down below. I really appreciate that, guys, and I'll catch you guys next time. Ciao time, guys.